Hello, Gunther Dedmund, coming to you from the basement sublet of horror kitchen. Tonight's film is The Killer Shrews. Ooh, a film about, well, it's about giant radish type creatures that are actually appear more to be like dogs with rugs on them. So anyway, I'm sitting here tonight with tonight's co-star, Processed Meat. That's right, I'm going for it tonight. I'm going to intercut The Killer Shrews with a film on how meat is made from start to finish. If you know what I mean, you know where I'm going. Anyway, tonight stars this lovely, lovely processed ham. Our friend Processed Meat. Lovely, isn't it? Oh, glistening in its own goo. Enjoy The Killer Shrews and the history of processed meat.
The story behind this mark of wholesomeness begins with the millions of animals moving from America's farms and ranches through federally inspected slaughtering plants each year. They represent more than 80% of the commercial meat slaughtered in this country.
Quiet out there. Almost smell it, can't you?
No, but I can feel it. That pressure's dropped so fast, it's almost made my ears pop.
Hurricane's got different ways of telling you it's there. Where is it?
Dead ahead.
What's that mean to us?
Oh, that puts our port right in the middle of it. There's a cove on the lee side, though. We'll snuggle up close to the bluff and ride it out. Hey, Rook. Rook, come here. Take a look.
The Rugg dairy herd of fine Holstein cows watch as Dad and the boys load up for the trip to the plant. A new awareness of meat processing is gained from the plant tours. They are exciting and educational, as you will see.
There she is, dead ahead. A man named Craigus owns this island, doesn't he?
That's the name on the crate, Dr. Milo Craigus.
Regular tours are scheduled daily, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
I'm Dr. Craigus.
Thorne Sherman. I have your supplies aboard.
That's good. Were you able to fill our order?
Everything on the list. Here's the manifest.
There's bologna, bacon, patties, scrapple, pork loaf, salami, liverwurst, head cheese, liver pudding, luncheon meat, and other favorites.
Captain, after you have unloaded, I have a passenger for you. Anne. Captain Sherman, this is my daughter, Anne Craigus.
Hello. So you're the passenger?
That's right, Captain.
Oh, it's going to be nice having you aboard. I'm getting a little tired looking at Griswold. But we're not leaving today.
From balconies, you can look across entire rooms of assembly, or rather, disassembly activity. The Rugg boys watch as hog carcasses are broken down into primal cuts.
In fact, we're not even unloading. That load will cut the roll in half. You expecting an invasion?
Yes, animals.
Game or otherwise?
He usually makes an on-the-spot judgment. When he isn't able to do so, he may call on the meat inspection laboratories for detailed analyses.
When I told you about the hurricane, you act like you didn't know anything about it. What's the matter? Your set broken down?
You've been out of communication for more than a week, Captain.
Can't it be fixed?
It's totally out of commission.
My assistant, Mr. Farrell, Jerry Farrell.
A plentiful supply of nutritious, wholesome food, abundant protein-rich meat contributes to the well-being and strength.
Father, perhaps the captain would enjoy a drink.
Well, of course. Will you join us in a cocktail?
Well, I've never been known to turn down a drink yet. I'll be glad to accept.
Fine. In that case, we'll have martinis. Mario,
Si, senor.
mix them, please. Right this way, Captain. Come in.
From the moment a carcass starts on its way along the line, federal meat inspectors stand guard to protect you.
If you have to be isolated for your work, you picked a lonely little island.
Excuse me, please. I think I'll change.
Well, she's a little worried because you aren't leaving until tomorrow.
Well, I can understand that. But there's something else bothering her.
Dr. Baines.
There's no need to shout, Doctor. I'm right here.
I'd like you to meet Captain Thorne Sherman. This is my other assistant, Radford Baines.
How do you do? 2 new litters since lunch, Doctor. Both support GT116.
That's good, but,
We can breed them to the 205 group in about 3 weeks. But I'd prefer to wait and expose about half of them to the Hoskins factor first, if you agree.
Federal meat inspectors in the plant make final judgment on acceptability of products. They make judgments every day, many times a day.
Well, I don't suppose there's much we can do about that. Glad to meet you. Sherman, wasn't it?
You have to excuse Radford. Anything that does not concern his project does not get through to him. Brilliant mind. He would starve at it if someone didn't remind him to eat.
Must be very interesting work. What's his field?
Biology. We specialize in genetics, heredity.
I'm afraid my interest doesn't run in that line, you know.
Think what would happen if you could isolate and identify the inherited factor in each gene.
Now, wait a minute. I'm afraid I'm not very good with pure research.
This is practical research. Generally, among mammals, the smaller the size, the higher the metabolism and the shorter the lifespan.
Is that right?
Well, I'm attempting to decrease the size while maintaining a low metabolism and resultant a longer lifespan.
For what reason?
Overpopulation. Not a problem now, but it will be in time. If we were half as big as we are now, we could live twice as long on our natural resources.
Father, may I speak with you a moment? Will you please excuse us, Captain?
Well, providing you drop the captain, I prefer Thorne.
Research is moving forward at a rapid pace in the meat industry. This laboratory is where new products are born and repeatedly tested. After passing rigid examinations, the new products are placed in consumer test markets.
Tell me something, Doctor. Has a hurricane ever hit this island before that you know of?
I wouldn't know. You've only been here 9 months, and this place has been unoccupied for years.
Well, have you ever been through one?
Only the fringes.
Well, this one's building up very fast. Pressure drops very quickly in the center. I'd advise you to get some doors and windows open in this place.
Ventilators on the roof. And if you'll freshen Anne's drink, I'll go and check them.
I'd be happy to.
Father, I've asked Thorne to stay.
Progress, Doctor. This is the sole survivor of Group 30. 28 months old today.
Well, that's equivalent to 140 years to us.
That's right, yet it still maintains low metabolism without any sluggishness.
It's not the breakthrough, but it certainly sets our course. Radford, suspend series 52 through 96, and we'll concentrate on the rest.
What is that?
It's a Sorex cericidae.
Looks like a small rat. Smells like a skunk.
They have musk glands in their knees. These little fellows are our subjects.
Well, how big do they get?
That's an adult.
Does he bite?
Only when he's hungry.
Well, maybe you better take him. He doesn't know me.
All he knows is his next meal.
Meat is a favorite with almost everyone, everywhere. Nowadays, more and more of the meat you buy comes to you fully prepared, ready to eat.
The shutter blew open. Radford?
I got it, senor.
Don't let that scare you. It's going to get worse.
Storms always frighten her, ever since she was a child. They are not climbers. They are digging animals, like the mole. They feed only at night unless they're starving. And when they are hungry enough, they'll tackle anything regardless of size.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. If you leave two of them in a cage for 12 hours without food, the stronger will eat the weaker.
Like cannibals.
Precisely. You see, their intense activity requires a tremendous amount of energy. To supply it, they must eat 3 times their own weight in food every 24 hours or starve. When the flesh is gone, they'll eat the bones for marrow. All they'll leave are teeth, horns,
I could
hooves.
use another martini. Do you mind?
Of course, my dear. I'll get you one.
Hello, Gunther Dedmund here in the kitchen. I'm waiting for my lunch to arrive. Yes, I'm going to be cooking dinner in a few minutes. And anyway, in the Killer Shrews, there seems to be a lot of drinking going on. A lot of drinking. A martini would be good now, wouldn't it? Oh, it just so happens I have one here. Lovely. Anyway, as we all know, a film is so much better when there's a coat of lubricant over it to make it speed along. Let's go back to our film, and I'll join you in a moment. Lovely, lovely.
We return now to the basement sublet of horror.
Let's hope Rook has tied up the boat before the hurricane hits. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen to Rook. Well, you can guess.
But I'm not saying that you created them, Jerry. I am saying that because of your drunken stupidity in leaving the cage door open, you created the horrible situation that now exists.
Look, Ann, this is a mistake any one of us might have made. And I'm getting a little sick of being called an irresponsible drunk. Now, believe me, I am. Excuse me.
Care for a cigarette?
Thanks. And thank heavens you arrived today.
You said that before. What's the strain?
If I don't make sense, please excuse me. But it seems like everything is coming to a head at once.
Oh?
I want to leave, but I want my father to go with me.
Well, then, why doesn't he?
We've discussed it many times, but he's adamant. I'm sure Jerry has a lot to do with this decision.
These ingenious machines automatically stuff and link the 84-foot strands of wieners. Artificial casings give them shape and form.
Wow. This is certainly a cozy little scene. Might even be called intimate. Boy meets girl.
Stop it, Jerry. That remark is uncalled for. What I do or have to say does not concern you.
I can't disagree with you more, my dear. I'm concerned with everything you do, and I intend to keep it that way. Everybody in the world is scared to death of something.
Pork with barbecue sauce must have at least 50% cooked pork. Rest assured that the proper percentage is in the finished product because federal meat inspectors see that the official requirements are met.
And I've discovered something I can't stand.
All right. But I advise you not to mention it to anyone. I'm going to complete these experiments with your father regardless of anything. Do you understand that? Nobody is going to take this chance away from me.
Products containing meat, including soups, gravies, and stews, must contain wholesome ingredients only of the kind and amount appropriate for that product.
Well, a miss as good as a mile, I always say.
You know, if one of those trees crashes through, it might just
Look,
knock
honey,
the whole...
any tree on this side of the house will fall away from it, so just relax. But I think I'd better go back aboard. I don't think I'm not grateful for your hospitality. I am. But I'll see you tomorrow.
Thorne, your ship is safe. Please, stay here with me.
Why? You scared or lonesome?
Both.
I'll take a rain check on it.
Thorne, you can't leave. No one opens that gate after dark.
Well, who's going to stop me? You?
Well, this. No one opens that gate at night.
Now, look, I don't ask questions because it's against my principles. But wouldn't you like to explain that?
All right. Sit down and I will.
Give me the gun. Not very becoming anyway.
Do you believe in fairy tales?
Well, I'm a little old for that sort of thing, but what'd you have in mind?
More than 7 billion franks and wieners each year earn the U.S. mark of wholesomeness. You identify a frank by its shape and color. The meat inspector sees more than that. He sees that it's made from wholesome meat with approved amounts of other ingredients.
And you're right in the middle of it.
Oh?
Have you ever heard of a shrew?
As in taming
No,
of
the animal. Bradford called them Sorixoricity when he showed you one.
Oh, then shrew must be the common name for those cute little animals.
Cute. That's the last word you can use to describe those little monsters. They're the most horrible animals on the face of the earth. As Father told you, they breed within 3 weeks after birth. Their lifespan is around 1
I
year.
know what your father told me, but what's that got to do with me opening that gate?
There are 200 or 300 giant shrews out there. Monsters weighing between 50 and 100 pounds.
50 to 100. Wait a minute, you must be kidding.
I'm definitely not kidding.
That's as big as a full-grown wolf.
And what's more, they are beginning to starve.
No wonder you didn't want me to go out there. Thanks for saving my skin.
Well, I'm sorry I had to threaten you with a gun. But I didn't know how else to stop you.
Oh, it was very effective. But all you had to do was tell me about them.
Well, I hoped I wouldn't have to. But you changed everything when you started to leave. And I had to stop you some way.
You say there's 200 or 300 out there?
Ann! That's right, Captain Thorne. And if you'd stuck with your rowboat and played captain instead of trying to play detective, you wouldn't have to worry about how many are out there, would you?
That's enough, Jerry. What's wrong, Ann?
Well, Thorne decided to leave. To dissuade him, I started to tell him about the shoes.
You might as well know the whole story. 6 months ago, we managed to isolate the pack to control in size. 2 litters were born. 6 individuals we kept for study. They were about the size of buckshot at birth. But the rate of growth was abnormal. They continued to grow. They were mutants. But they inherited all the negative characteristics of their breed. Somehow they managed to escape.
Transferred to a conveyorized chain, the wieners pass through a spray wash and pre-tempering room, travel through 2 smokehouse units, a steam cooking and water shower, and then undergo a blast chill where the temperature is reduced to lock in all the juices and flavor.
They were multiplying. We did everything in the world to exterminate them, but no apparent luck. Then we haven't seen any. Since daylight neither blinds them and they forage only at night, when they're starving. But the fact that 2 of them charged Ann and Jerry at the gate last evening indicates that the available food on the island is nearing depletion.
Then what, Doctor?
They will exterminate each other. It'll take a couple days.
What do we do during that time?
Stay indoors and wait until it's over.
I'll get some wires glued down on the transformer.
I'm sorry. I'll get some lamps.
Where's the generator?
Outside. Can't get at it at night.
Thorne, no! Father, Brad! Out there!
I don't think he was going out, Jerry.
I couldn't take a chance. He's fool enough to.
Don't be stupid. I had no intentions of going out there, opening that gate. Now somebody needed it. Did you hear it, Doctor? It sounded like a human voice. I was thinking a rook.
It was the livestock. The shrews got into the barn.
The wieners are now lifted from the chain and placed on supply tables for the stripping machine operators. This is where the artificial casings are removed. Skinless Hormel wieners leave the stripping machines and fall onto a conveyor belt system.
Let me ask you something, Doctor. How could you expose all our lives, yourself included, with those things out there? All you had to do was get the Coast Guard or the Navy to come in here and burn them out. Those things got loose.
Any unusual experiment can produce unusual results. That's why I chose this island. It's isolated. Miles of open water in any direction. Our project is privately financed. It's not a problem for the government or military. And the world is in no danger. This species does not swim. And as far as the shrews are concerned, this island is their world. Their main diet has been the small animals on the island. That source could have been depleted 18 or 20 hours ago. And that's why they went after the livestock.
There's still some food on this island before they reach the crisis.
Where?
The wieners are next discharged onto a much wider conveyor belt for even distribution.
No worry about them digging in here. The floors are tile.
But the walls aren't, Doctor. They're adobe. Our safest bet would be on that boat.
You may be right. You can reach your boat in daylight. The shrews will gorge themselves on livestock. That should keep them lethargic for several hours.
Now, we certainly can't make it tonight. That's out of the question. Maybe tomorrow. I haven't. We'll get some sleep tonight, but we'll have a watch, an hour and a half apiece. Doctor, you go first, and then Radford, Mario, Jerry, and then me. Shutter all the windows. Make sure they're locked good and tight. Check all these walls.
Senor, it is Mario.
Oh, Mario, come on in. What is it?
There is a big raton in la bodega.
A shrew in the cellar?
See, I hear him singing down there.
Well, how did he get in?
The store broke out the kitchen window, but I closed it off. He went down there.
Why should he go down there?
Mario and Thorn head off to the basement to look for the missing shrew. And we all know when a shrew is missing, things can go wrong quickly. Anyway, I'm here sitting with my favorite lunch, shrews and sauce. Oh, it's yummy, yummy. So, there's our shrews and sauce. Ah, lovely. So all we gotta do is get this can open here. Open it right up. And there we go. Oh, it looks lovely, doesn't it? Just lovely. Oh, I'll leave that out there for you. So anyway, here we go. Pouring out our shrew. It seems to be a little thicker than usual. Ah, there we go. Oh, lovely. There we go. A nice bowl of shrews and sauce for you to enjoy.
We return now to the basement sublet of horror.
Down we go to the basement for our shrew hunt. Let's go.
Just a crack. Open. Hold on to it. Okay. Side. Mario?
Aquí. You see anything? I see where he was. I do not see where he is.
Cuidado.
Si, senor. I will be careful. Got busy. Fix that.
Doctor, get down here, quick!
Mario? He's dead.
Dead? I got this on him right away. He couldn't have bled to death. What could have killed him?
I'm not certain. Till the autopsy.
Hemotoxic syndrome.
I'm afraid so. We'll know after pathology.
Doctor, that's not the same animal you showed me. That's a monster.
As I said, they are mutants. In controlling the size factor, we seem to have crossed some of the other characteristics.
Well, you certainly did a good job of it.
I've known that for some time, Captain.
The Wieners hurried to a slotted stainless steel belt where free-swinging deflectors arranged them into a single layer.
An extremely high poison content in the shrew's saliva.
Now compare it with this. Careful count isn't necessary. Any indication of the same poison in Maria's blood will give you the answer.
Yes, you're right.
But this ends it. If we ever get off this island, I'll never have anything to do with it again.
What will you do?
Live normally, like normal women do. May seem a little dull after the life I've been living. But rather dull and alive than excited and...
I'll take a dull, alive woman every time.
Say, Thorne, the autopsy has proved what we suspected. Several weeks ago, I concocted the most virulent poison I could with the materials I had at hand. And we put it out as bait. Mario was killed by poison.
Doctor, I wonder if you thought the system of the Sorex enabled them to assimilate that poison. It remained in the salivary glands of their jaws. Isn't that wonderful? Well, I am sorry. Of course, I always speak from the clinical point of view.
Well, don't you have something to counteract that poison?
To examine label claims, Meat Inspection's own home economists test products under conditions similar to those in your own home.
This indicates that we cannot afford to get even so much as a scratch from these animals. They are more poisonous than snakes.
What, do you think they're all affected?
Best way to find out is let them all bite you and see which bite you die after.
We might just all get that chance, Jerry. You included. keep a close watch on those walls and windows in there, we might make it till daybreak.
The walls are 2 feet thick. Do you think they have a chance to dig in?
Of course there's a chance. Anywhere that plaster's off, that adobe's as soft as mush where that rain hit it.
Girls wearing plastic gloves do some manual alignment.
It's very light out. It's going to be daylight soon. We'll take the shrew that killed Mario and throw it over the fence and use it for bait. If they show up for it, of course, they'll run for the boats out. But if they don't, then I'll go down and have Rook lay to with a lighter. Then I'll return to the bend and the trail and give you the all-clear signal.
Sounds fine, Captain.
Good. Then you explain it to the rest.
Yes, I will.
Well, the bait's been out for 20 minutes. Nothing's touched it.
Even the wind has gone down. Isn't that wonderful?
I'm afraid it's not over, my dear. It's just a lull. There'll be a lot more.
He's right. I'll be back at the bend shortly. Now, you watch for my signal. Huh?
You can't go alone.
I'll go with him.
Not you, Father. You haven't even fired a gun. Take Red or Jerry.
Sure, I'll go. And you'll be sure of getting the signal.
Don't shoot that gun unless you have to. We've only got 20 rounds altogether.
I know that as well as you do. Sherman, you stay away from her.
You have that gun pointed at me?
Right at the middle of your back.
Look, we got enough problems without worrying about Ann.
I'm telling you, stay away from her, or when the shrews get through with you, they won't even find the buckshot.
Where's the skiff?
Sherman, wait!
Gun we had on the boat.
Taste panels are effective in controlling quality and determining whether new products will meet consumer acceptance.
They don't leave much, do they?
Sherman, we gotta make a deal for it. What is it?
Shh. They've been trailing us on both sides.
Where? I didn't see anything. Look, Sherman, you gotta give me a gun.
All right. Whatever you do, don't you run.
And you stay in front of me, because I don't trust you.
They're coming! Open the gate! Open it! Open the gate! Open the gate! You can let him in! Let him in! Hurry, open the door! You let him in! Jerry, the Shrews were out there. I couldn't take a chance. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Get back. For heaven's sakes, Doctor, stop them!
You're watching the Basement Sublet of Horror. We're moving along through the Killer Shrews. The Shrews are attacking now. It's getting suspenseful. Things are building up, so... Anyway, let's go to a break.
And now, back to the Basement Sublet of Horror.
Well, that bowl of shrew and sauce doesn't seem to have agreed with me very well. Let's go back to our movie.
My mistake was only mine. It was one of judgment. I didn't know about the hurricane. I didn't anticipate the effect it would have on the Shrews. I thought the house would be safe through the crisis.
How could you expose your own daughter? How could you expose Anne to that?
She was going to leave last week, but the boat didn't come.
I need a drink. Anybody else care for one?
I could use some coffee.
I'll make some.
Thank you, madam.
Creamy sugar.
My leg! Slam the door!
You all right, Doctor?
He just ripped my trousers, that's all.
Are you sure that's all there is?
I'm completely aware of it, Doctor.
Test servings of many new and well-established products are set up to check texture, flavor, tenderness, and color. Among the many considerations when marketing a product is, will people like it?
How did they get in?
Through that kitchen window. That rope must be rotten.
It got him! Bradford!
He's dead.
Oh, no.
every symptom and reaction, right up to the moment of his death.
We can get on that man old sway for
I
the
told you to shut up! Now you stop sniveling and think!
It'll take a tank to get us out of here.
It won't take them long to dig around this.
You're right. No telling where else they're digging, too. Come on, patio. There's not enough stuff here to barricade those walls. I'll tell you, we'll pile some of those crates up over there. That roof's our last chance. Here, help me, Doctor. Doctor.
Yes?
Use these chemical drums as tanks. Individual tanks. Here, I'll show you.
All right.
Stand down here. Let it down now.
All right.
Slow.
All right. Coming all right?
Yeah. It'll work. It'll work.
But these drums are too tall for the base. If the shoes don't push us over, the wind will.
Not if we lash them together.
All right.
Hey, are there any more around here?
Only that one over there.
You have any cold chisels or hammers or anything I can knock a hole in here to make some eye pieces?
There are some tools over there in the corner.
Give me a little more slack. Get some rope and put it on that latch so we can reach from the ground.
The anti-charring statement will be allowed to appear on the label.
Hold this in, all right? All right, we're all set. It's going to be rough, but we should be able to duck walk to the beach. Where's Jerry?
There's a lot of them out there. I can see them. I'm not going.
Look, come down here. That wind will blow you right off that roof.
I told you I'm not going. I'm staying here.
Jerry, please come down with us.
No, Ann, they'll get you if you go out
Come
there.
down here, you fool! Poor devil, I hope he makes it.
We can't leave him. He's not responsible for himself.
He's got to go now.
The wieners are packed in cartons.
All right, Doctor.
All right.
Now hold it up.
The rich blend of ingredients are placed in the containers. They are then sealed.
Everybody ready? I'm going to open that gate.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay, here they come.
dragging? You want to rest? You tired?
She's all right. She's keeping her eyes closed.
All right. Keep your eyes closed. They can't get at you through the slit.
Slowly cooked, bringing out the real flavor.
This empty drum is too heavy for her. I can barely hold up my side.
I'll be all right in a minute.
All right. You walk. I'll drag for a while.
Piping hot and ready to eat. Good.
Listen, don't let their head get under. They'll flip us over.
Just imagine the zesty aroma and tangy taste.
He got my foot!
Check your foot.
No, my foot is free, but he got my boot.
Is there a scratch?
No, not a mark.
Keep moving. Let's go! Let's go!
God, I don't think
What?
Son! Wait, son! Son, we're close!
We'll hit the water soon. It doesn't sound like they're following us anymore.
I'm about drowned out.
Okay, let's swim for it.
Okay. We are safe, aren't we? I'm in the storm.
Oh, sure. She rode out the first half all right, and that's always the roughest. Anyway, riding an anchor, I'll get a chance to learn a little more about that Swedish accent.
In 24 hours, there'll be one shrew left on the island, and he'll be dead of starvation. An excellent example of overpopulation.
Well, you know something, Doctor?
What's that?
I'm not going to worry about overpopulation just yet.
And so, just as our meat processed product is wrapped up and ready for refrigeration, so ends another night show. We will return next week for another edition of the Basement Sublet of Horrors. Until then, good night, my friends.